Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Practice Podcast. This is the place where we help you build the confidence to speak English fluently and naturally. I'm your host, Ryan, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Sophie.
Hey everyone! It is so great to be here with you today. And Ryan, I am especially excited because the topic we have planned is, without a doubt, a complete game changer for any English learner.
I completely agree. Today, we are tackling the single biggest obstacle that stands between knowing English and speaking English, the habit of translating in your head.
Exactly. We're talking about that little voice that thinks in your native language first, causing delays and making you feel stuck. In this episode, we are going to show you how to train your brain to think directly in English.
This is a deep dive. We're giving you a full, step-by-step system to break that habit for good. In this episode, you will learn the practical daily exercises you can start today, the common mistakes you absolutely must avoid, and the psychological tricks to build true, lasting confidence.
And we know that frustrating feeling so well when you're in a conversation and your brain just freezes. You know the words, but they're stuck in a mental traffic jam while you try to translate. It's the worst.
But it doesn't have to be that way. The strategies we're sharing today are designed to clear that traffic jam forever. This isn't just a list of tips. It's a guide to fundamentally changing how your brain processes English.
So, if you've ever felt that frustration and are ready to unlock that fluent, confident speaker inside of you, you are in the right place. Let's get started.
All right, Sophie, let's start with the foundation. We need everyone listening to understand on a deep level why this is so incredibly important. Why is thinking in English not just a nice skill, but an essential one?
I think we need to be really honest here. If you are always translating in your head, you will never, ever speak fluently. It's just not possible.
That sounds harsh, but it's the truth. Think of it like this. Your brain is a road. When you translate, you're taking a slow, winding country road to get to your destination. You have to stop at every little house, check the map, maybe ask for directions.
I love that. You're stopping at Grammar House and Vocabulary Village.
Exactly. But when you think directly in English, you are building a superhighway in your brain. The thoughts just flow. There are no stop signs, there is no traffic. It's a direct path from your idea to your mouth. That is what fluency feels like.
And that feeling, oh my gosh, it changes everything. Let's talk about the first, most obvious benefit, speed and natural flow. When you're not translating, you can actually keep up with a real conversation. You can respond instantly. You can make a joke in the moment, not 30 seconds later.
That's a huge one. The delay is the confidence killer. When you have to pause for 5-10 seconds before every single sentence, the conversation feels unnatural. It feels like an interview or a test.
It feels so stressful. You can see the other person's eyes start to wander because you're taking too long, and you just want to scream, "I know the answer! Just give me a second to find the words." When you think in English, that pressure just melts away.
Okay, so speed is number one. That leads directly into the second benefit, which you just mentioned, Sophie, confidence.
This is the emotional core of it all, isn't it? I remember when I was learning Spanish, I would be so shy. I would sit in a group of people, understanding maybe 70% of what they were saying, but I was too scared to speak. I was constantly translating, constantly worried I would sound stupid.
The sounding stupid fear, it's universal.
It is. And the day I started just letting go and trying to form tiny, simple thoughts in Spanish, everything changed. I made mistakes, of course, so many mistakes. But for the first time, I felt like I was part of the conversation. That little spark of success gave me the confidence to try again and again. Thinking in the language, even badly at first, is the antidote to fear.
You're so right. It's a positive feedback loop. You think in English, you speak faster, you feel more confident, you're more willing to speak, you get more practice, your English gets better. Translation, on the other hand, is a negative loop. You translate, you speak slowly, you feel unconfident, you avoid speaking, you don't get practice, your speaking doesn't improve.
Wow. When you put it like that, it's so clear.
You have to break the negative cycle.
You have to. Okay, so we have speed, we have confidence. What's the third massive benefit of thinking in English?
It transforms your listening skills.
This one is magical. Have you ever been watching an English movie and you're trying so hard to follow along, translating every sentence in your head to keep up?
It's exhausting. You're not even enjoying the movie, you're just working.
Exactly. Your brain only has so much energy, so much processing power. If 80% of your brain's power is being used to translate what you're hearing, you have very little left over to actually understand the meaning, the emotion, the humor.
But when your brain already operates in English, listening becomes passive. It becomes easy. You just absorb the information. You can finally watch a movie without subtitles and not feel like you just ran a marathon.
It's the difference between studying a conversation and participating in one. It lets you relax and just enjoy the language.
And that relaxation helps with another surprising benefit. Your pronunciation and rhythm get better.
How does that work? That's fascinating.
Well, every language has a certain music to it, a rhythm, a flow. We call it prosody. When you're constantly thinking in your native language, you are imposing the music of that language onto English words. That's why sometimes, even with perfect vocabulary and grammar, speech can sound a bit unnatural or robotic.
I see. So if you're thinking the English words directly, you start to hear them in your head with the correct English music, the correct intonation, the correct stresses.
Precisely. You start to think in English sounds, not just English words. Your mouth and tongue will naturally start to follow that inner voice. It's a subtle change, but it makes a massive difference in how fluent you sound.
Okay, this is all amazing. But I think there's one more benefit that we haven't mentioned. And for me, it's the most important one of all.
What is it?
When you can finally think in English, you can finally show your true personality in English.
Wow. Say more about that. That's huge.
Think about it. In your native language, you're funny, right? You're smart, you're sarcastic, you're kind, you're witty. You have a full, vibrant personality. But when you're stuck translating, you can't show any of that. You can only say the most basic, simple sentences. You sound like a textbook.
You sound like a robot just communicating data. I am from this city. I work as an engineer. The weather is nice.
Yes, and that's not you. It feels terrible, like you're wearing a mask. The real you is trapped behind the language barrier. But when you start thinking in English, you can finally make a clever joke. You can express a complex emotion. You can be sarcastic. You can be you. To me, that is the ultimate goal of fluency, to feel like yourself in a new language.
That is, without a doubt, the most powerful reason. It's not just about communicating, it's about connecting, truly connecting with other people as your authentic self. Okay, I hope everyone listening right now feels that. I hope you understand that this isn't just a mechanical trick. This is about unlocking your voice.
Okay, Ryan, so we've painted this beautiful picture of fluency. Everyone listening is probably feeling motivated, they're ready to go, but it's not that easy.
No, it's not, because our brains are wired to take the easy path, and for years, the easy path has been to use your native language. There are some very specific mental mistakes that almost every learner makes that keep them trapped in the translation cycle.
And I want to say something before we list these. Please, please do not feel bad if you do these things. We all do them. I did them. The goal here is not to criticize, but to make you aware of them. Awareness is the first step to change.
Perfectly said. All right, let's dive into mistake number one, the biggest one of all, relying too much on your bilingual dictionary or translator app.
Ugh, the comfort blanket. That little app on your phone. You hear a new word, and what's the first thing you do? You type it in and look for the translation in your native language. It feels so quick and efficient.
But it's a trap. Every time you do that, you are strengthening that translation bridge in your brain. You are telling your brain, we don't need to understand this word in English, we just need to know its equivalent in our language.
You're essentially saying English is just a code for my real language. You're not treating English as its own independent system. It's like trying to learn to ride a bicycle, but never ever taking the training wheels off. You feel safe, but you're not actually learning how to balance.
That is a perfect analogy. You have to let go of the training wheels. We'll tell you what to use instead later on, but for now, just be aware of how often you reach for that translator.
Okay, what's the next big mental roadblock?
Mistake number two, the grammar police officer in your head.
Oh, I hate that guy. He's so mean.
He is the worst. This is the little voice in your head that checks every single sentence for perfect grammar before you allow yourself to say it. Is that the right preposition? Wait, should I use the past perfect or the simple past? Is this an uncountable noun?
And while you're having this internal debate about grammar rules, the real life conversation is happening without you. Here's a secret that many learners don't realize. Native speakers don't think about grammar rules when we talk. At all.
Never. We just speak. Do we make mistakes? All the time. Listen closely to any native speaker, and you'll hear them use the wrong word or start a sentence one way and finish it another. It's normal.
Communication is not about grammatical perfection. It's about connection and understanding. If you say, I go to the store yesterday, is it grammatically perfect? No. Does everyone understand exactly what you mean? Yes. That is a successful communication. You have to give yourself permission to be imperfect. Fire that grammar police officer in your head.
Please fire him immediately. He is slowing you down more than anything else. Which brings us to mistake number three, and they are all connected, the crippling fear of making mistakes.
This one is pure emotion. It's the fear of looking stupid, the fear of being judged. It's so powerful that for many people, it's easier to say nothing at all than to say something that might be wrong.
And it creates a terrible paradox. The only way to get better at speaking is to speak. But the fear of speaking imperfectly stops you from speaking at all. So you get stuck.
I want to reframe this for everyone listening. Think of a baby learning to walk. Does a baby stand up, walk perfectly across the room, and never fall down?
Of course not. A baby falls down hundreds of times.
Exactly. And does the parent scold the baby for falling down? Bad baby, you fell down. Your walking was not perfect. No, the parent cheers every single time the baby even tries to stand up. Every fall is part of the process. Every mistake is a lesson. You need to be that parent for yourself.
You have to be your own biggest cheerleader. Every mistake you make in English is not a failure. It is evidence that you are trying. It is a step forward. Fluency is built on a mountain of mistakes. You have to be willing to make them.
You absolutely have to. Okay, I'm feeling inspired. What's the fourth and final mistake, Ryan?
Mistake number 4, living in a native language bubble.
What do you mean by that?
It means you only treat English as a subject you study. You have your English class or your English textbook or our podcast, but for the other 23 hours of the day, your entire world, your phone, the music you watch, the news you read, is 100% in your native language.
Ah, I see. So your brain is in native language mode all day, and then you expect it to just switch to English mode for 1 hour. That's a huge ask.
It's an impossible ask. Your brain is a creature of habit. If its default environment is your native language, it will always return to that default. You are not creating the right conditions for your brain to start thinking in English naturally.
You're not making it easy for your brain. You're making it work against its own environment. This is why immersion is so important, and we'll talk about how to do that even if you don't live in an English-speaking country.
Exactly. So, let's do a quick recap of the 4 mental traps: over-relying on translation tools, letting the internal grammar police stop you from speaking, being too afraid of making mistakes to even try, and living in a native language bubble.
If you see yourself in any of these, again, do not worry. You are normal. And the good news is, now that you are aware of them, we can start to fix them. And that is what the rest of this episode is all about.
All right, this is the part you've been waiting for. We've talked about the why, we've talked about the what not to do. Now, let's talk about the how. We have 6 powerful, practical steps you can start taking today to train your brain. Sophie, what is the very first, most fundamental step?
Step 1. Become a narrator of your world in single words.
Okay. Break that down. What does that look like?
It is the simplest, lowest pressure thing you can possibly do. Right now, wherever you are, just look around you. Don't make sentences, don't worry about grammar. Just name things in English.
So if I'm at my desk, I just think desk, computer, screen, keyboard, mouse, lamp, coffee mug, water bottle.
Yes, that's it. If you're in your kitchen, stove, sink, refrigerator, plate, fork, window. You are building a direct connection in your brain between the real-world object and the English word. You are completely bypassing the translation. There is no native language involved. It's just see object, think English word.
This is so powerful because it's effortless. You can do this while you're walking down the street. Tree, car, building, sidewalk, person, dog.
You can do it anywhere. And for those watching on YouTube, look at our studio right now. What do you see? Camera, microphone, light, wall, chair. This is the foundational layer. You're teaching your brain that English is not a translation of your world. English is your world. Do this for a few minutes every single day. It's like a warm-up for your brain.
I love that, a warm-up. It's so achievable. Okay, once you're comfortable with single words, what's step 2?
Step 2, graduate to simple phrases and sentences.
So you're leveling up from just coffee mug.
Exactly. Now you level up to my coffee mug, or a blue coffee mug, or I see my coffee mug. Then I am drinking from my coffee mug. You see the progression?
It's a natural build. You're adding a little bit of context, a little bit of grammar, but you're still grounded in the real world right in front of you.
You're describing your reality. Instead of just bed, you think, my bed looks comfortable. Instead of just window, you think, the sun is shining through the window. You're starting to form original thoughts in English, but they are simple and based on what you can see, which makes it so much easier.
This leads perfectly into step 3, which is my personal favorite. Become the announcer of your own life.
I love how you phrase that. What do you mean?
I mean, you need to start an internal monologue, a running commentary in English about what you're doing. Talk to yourself in your head. It might feel weird at first, but it is the single most effective practice you can do.
Give us an example. What does this sound like in the morning?
Okay, so I wake up. My inner announcer says in English, all right, time to wake up. It's 7 a.m. I feel a little tired today. I need to get out of bed. Now I am walking to the bathroom. I am going to brush my teeth. I need my toothbrush and toothpaste.
You are literally narrating every tiny action.
Every single one. When you're making breakfast. Okay, I'm opening the refrigerator. What should I eat? Maybe some eggs. Yes, eggs are a good idea. I will get 2 eggs. Now I need a pan.
And the beauty of this is there's zero pressure. No one is listening. You can make mistakes. You can use the wrong word. You can have terrible grammar, and it doesn't matter. This is your private gym for your brain.
It's your mental sandbox. You get to play with the language. And if you don't know a word, you get to practice another important skill, describing it. Maybe you don't know the word spatula. You can just think, I need that flat thing for flipping the eggs.
Yes, that is such a crucial skill. This private monologue is where you practice all the real-world skills you need for conversation. It is, without a doubt, a game changer. Please, everyone listening, start doing this today. You will feel silly for the first 5 minutes, and then you will realize how powerful it is.
Absolutely. Okay, we're building some great habits here. What's step 5?
Step 5. Switch to an English-to-English dictionary.
This is how we take the training wheels off. We talked about this in the mistakes section. It's time to delete that bilingual translator app. Be brave.
It can be scary, but it's essential. When you look up a new English word, say, enormous, you should not see the word for it in your native language. You should see a definition in simple English, like very, very big.
Why is this so much better? It's because you are building a web of knowledge inside your brain. You're connecting the new English word enormous to the English words you already know, like very and big.
You're staying inside the English ecosystem. Every time you use a translator, you are leaving that ecosystem, going back to your native language, and then coming back. It's inefficient. Using an English-to-English learner's dictionary, like the ones from Merriam-Webster or Oxford, keeps your brain in English mode.
It also improves your vocabulary so much faster because to understand the definition, you might learn even more words. It seems harder at first, but the long-term benefits are incredible. It forces you to stop translating.
It really does. Okay, we're building some great habits here. What's step 5?
Step 5. Think in simple, caveman sentences first.
Caveman sentences? Explain that.
Many learners feel immense pressure to sound smart and sophisticated in English. They try to form these long, beautiful, complex sentences in their head, just like they would in their native language.
Despite the fact that the weather was rather inclement, I decided that it would be prudent to venture to the supermarket.
Exactly. And trying to build that sentence in your head is so hard, it makes you freeze. I'm telling you, give yourself permission to sound like a caveman at first. Break that thought down. Weather is bad, but I need food. I go to store.
It sounds silly, but it's effective. It's about getting the main idea out. You can add the beautiful, complex words later. First, you need to build the foundation of just communicating the core message.
It's about being clear, not clever. Once you're comfortable thinking and speaking in these simple sentences, your brain will naturally, automatically start to connect them. The weather is bad, but I need food, so I will go to the store.
It will happen on its own, but you can't force it. Start simple, start clear, start like a caveman.
That is fantastic advice. It takes all the pressure off. Okay, that brings us to our final step in this section, and it ties everything together. Step 6, curate your English bubble.
We talked about the mistake of living in a native language bubble. This is the solution. You need to intentionally, purposefully add more English into your daily life. You need to make English normal, not special.
And you don't have to live in the USA or the UK to do this. This is the beauty of the internet. Let's get really practical. What are some things people can do right now?
Number 1, the easiest thing. Change the language on your phone to English. You use your phone all day. You will learn words like settings, notifications, missed call, compose message, without even trying.
That's a brilliant one. It's passive learning. Another one, find one English-speaking YouTuber or podcaster you love and listen to them while you're doing chores. Washing dishes? Put on a podcast. Driving to work? Listen to an audiobook in English. You are surrounding your brain with English sounds.
And it doesn't have to be about learning English. Find a channel about your hobby. If you love cooking, watch cooking videos in English. If you love video games, watch gamers who stream in English. Make it fun. It shouldn't feel like studying.
That's the key. Make it enjoyable. Another one, read the news in English. Start with websites that use simpler English, like Breaking News English or the BBC. Just read one article a day.
And a huge one for music lovers, read the lyrics. Don't just listen to your favorite English songs. Look up the lyrics, read them, and understand what the song is actually about. You'll learn so much vocabulary and natural phrasing that way.
These are all small things, but they add up. It's about changing your environment. If your brain is constantly seeing and hearing English, it will start to accept English as a normal part of your life. It will become easier and easier to think in it.
So let's quickly recap the 6 steps for the toolkit. Name your world in single English words. Graduate to simple phrases and descriptions. Become the announcer of your own life with an internal monologue. Switch to an English-to-English dictionary. Think in simple caveman sentences first. And curate your personal English bubble.
This is the core of the method. If you start doing these things, you are actively rewiring your brain. It's not magic, it's practice.
Okay, Ryan, that toolkit is fantastic. It's packed with amazing strategies. But we all know what happens. People listen to a podcast, they get super motivated for 1 or 2 days, and then life gets in the way.
The motivation fades. It happens to everyone. The difference between learners who succeed and those who don't is not motivation, it's habits. You have to build these practices into your daily life so you do them automatically even when you're not feeling motivated.
So let's talk about some simple, concrete daily exercises. How can we make thinking in English a non-negotiable part of the day, like brushing your teeth?
My favorite habit is what I call the English bookends. You start your day with English, and you end your day with English. It frames your entire day.
I love that phrase, English bookends. What does it look like in practice?
The moment you wake up, before you check your phone, before you talk to anyone, the very first thoughts in your head should be in English. It can be super simple. Just lie in bed for 60 seconds and think, okay, it's Thursday. It looks sunny outside. I have to go to work today. What will I wear? I think I'll wear the blue shirt. First, I need coffee.
You're setting the language for your brain for the rest of the day. You're telling it, hey, we're going to be using English today.
Exactly. And then at the end of the day, you do the same thing. When you're lying in bed, you do a 2-minute review of your day, only in English. Today was a good day. My meeting went well. I had pasta for dinner. It was delicious. I watched a movie. Now I am tired. I want to sleep.
It's so simple, but it's so powerful. It makes English a constant presence in your life, not just something you do in the afternoon.
It becomes a ritual. Okay, here's another daily habit. Set a no translation timer.
Ooh, this sounds like a challenge. I like it.
Start with just 10 minutes a day. For those 10 minutes, you set a timer on your phone and you make a promise to yourself. You will not translate a single word in your head. You will only think in English.
What should you do during those 10 minutes?
Anything. You can do your inner monologue practice that we talked about. You can write in a journal. You can walk around your house naming things. The activity doesn't matter as much as the rule. No translation allowed.
What if you get stuck? What if you desperately need a word?
You practice the describing skill. You think around it. You use simple words. It will feel hard at first. The first few times your brain will be screaming the translated word at you. But by forcing yourself to stay in English, you are building new mental muscles. After a week, you'll be able to do 15 minutes, then 20.
That's a fantastic exercise. It's like high-intensity interval training for your brain.
It really is. Another great daily habit is keep a simple English journal. And I want to stress the word simple.
This is so important. People hear the word journal, and they think they have to write beautiful long essays about their feelings. That's too much pressure.
Exactly. I'm talking about writing 3 sentences a day. That's it. You can write one thing you are grateful for. Today, I'm grateful for the sunny weather. One thing you did today. Today, I finished a report at work. And one thing you plan to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will call my friend. That's it. It takes 2 minutes. And the goal is not perfect grammar. The goal is to get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper in English. It's another way of making your English thoughts real.
And when you look back after a month of doing this, you will have a record of your progress. You will see how your sentences are getting a little more complex. Your vocabulary is growing. It's a huge motivator.
It's your personal success story. I love that. These habits are all about integrating English into your routine. One last one. Choose one daily activity to do only in English. For example, you can decide that every time you cook dinner, you will only think in English. You'll narrate the recipe, name the ingredients, describe what you're doing.
Or every time you go for a walk, that is your dedicated English thinking time. You describe the people you see, the trees, the sky.
By linking the habit to an existing routine, you're much more likely to stick with it. It just becomes the thing you do when you cook or when you walk.
These are all so practical. So we have the English bookends, the no translation timer, the simple 3-sentence journal, and linking English thinking to one daily activity. If our listeners can just pick one of these to start with, they will see a huge difference.
Don't try to do them all at once. That leads to burnout. Pick the one that sounds the most fun or the easiest for you and do it for 2 weeks. Then add another one. Small, consistent steps win the race.
Okay, Ryan, we've given people the tools, we've given them the daily habits. Everything sounds great in a podcast episode. But we need to be real. There are going to be days when this feels impossible.
Absolutely. The path to fluency is not a straight line up. It's full of ups and downs, and there will be moments of intense frustration. We need to talk about those moments and give people a strategy for when they happen.
Let's start with the most common problem. You get stuck. You're in a conversation, or even just thinking to yourself, and you cannot find the word. It's on the tip of your tongue, but it just won't come. What do you do?
The first thing is, do not panic. Panicking shuts down the creative part of your brain that you need to solve the problem. Just take a breath. The second thing is what we've mentioned before, but it's the most important skill in these moments. Describe it.
Talk around the word. Use other words to paint a picture of the word you're missing. Let's practice. Sophie, let's say I'm trying to tell you about my morning and I forget the word toaster. I might say, so this morning I was making breakfast. I put the bread in that machine, the box that heats up the bread and makes it brown and crispy.
And I would immediately know you mean a toaster. And I might even say, oh, the toaster. And then you've learned the word again in a real contextual way.
Exactly. The goal of communication is to be understood. You don't need the perfect word, you just need to get your message across. Practicing this describing skill is more valuable than memorizing 100 vocabulary words because it's a real-world problem-solving strategy.
It's so empowering. It teaches you that you can survive in a conversation even when your vocabulary isn't perfect. It takes away the fear of getting stuck. Okay, here's another big one. You feel like you're not making any progress. You've been practicing for weeks and you still feel slow, you still make mistakes, you start to lose motivation.
Ah, the dreaded plateau. This is the most dangerous point, where most people give up. They think, this isn't working. The truth is, it is working. But progress isn't always visible day to day.
It's like watching a plant grow. If you stare at it all day, you won't see anything happen. But if you take a picture every week, you'll be amazed at the growth. So what's the solution?
You have to track your progress and celebrate small wins. You cannot measure your progress against the big, scary goal of being fluent. That goal is too far away. You have to measure yourself against where you were yesterday.
So instead of thinking, I'm still not fluent, you should think, wow, today I had a 5-minute inner monologue in English, and yesterday I only did 3 minutes. That's a win.
That is a huge win. Or, this week I understood 50% of a podcast episode, and last week I only understood 40%. Win. Today I got stuck on a word, and I successfully described it instead of panicking. Massive win.
You have to be your own coach, your own cheerleader. Keep that simple journal we talked about. Record yourself on your phone for 1 minute every week, just talking about your day. When you feel unmotivated, go back and listen to your recording from a month ago. I promise you, you will hear the difference, and that will give you the fuel to keep going.
It's all about perspective. Don't look at the mountaintop. Look at the step you're taking right now. Okay, one last challenge, Sophie. The feeling of being completely overwhelmed. There are so many tips, so many things to do. Where do I even start?
Oh, this is so real. It can feel like you have to do everything perfectly all at once. And that feeling leads to doing nothing at all.
So, what's the advice? The one thing rule. Just pick one thing. Forget everything else we said in this podcast for a moment. Just choose the one strategy that sounded the most interesting or the easiest to you and do it for 2 weeks. Then add another one. Small, consistent steps win the race.
That is such a kind and realistic way to approach it. It's about being gentle with yourself. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Small, sustainable changes are 1,000 times better than trying to do everything at once and burning out in 3 days.
Exactly. Be kind to your brain. You are asking it to do something amazing and difficult. Support it. Don't punish it.
Wow, we have covered so much ground today, from the deep reasons why thinking in English is the key, to the mistakes that hold you back, to a full toolkit of strategies and daily habits.
It's a lot, I know. But I hope what everyone takes away from this is a feeling of hope. A feeling that fluency is not some magical gift that some people have and others don't. It is a skill. And like any skill, it can be built with the right practice and the right mindset.
Thinking in English is a journey. It starts with one word, then a simple phrase, then a caveman sentence, then a 2-minute inner monologue. Each step builds on the last. You just have to start.
And remember that you are not alone in this. Every single person listening is on this same journey. Every fluent speaker you admire was once exactly where you are now, feeling frustrated, feeling stuck, and fighting that translator in their head.
They just kept going. They were patient, they were consistent, and they weren't afraid to make thousands of mistakes along the way.
So now we have a challenge for you, our amazing listeners of the English Practice Podcast. We want you to commit to your one thing. Based on everything you heard today, what is the one small action you are going to start doing this week?
Let us know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. Declaring your goal publicly makes you much more likely to stick with it. Share your one thing with the community.
We would love to read them and cheer you on. And if you found this episode helpful, if it gave you a little bit of hope or a clear plan, it would mean the world to us if you would like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach and help more English learners just like you.
Thank you all so much for spending this time with us. Keep practicing, be patient with yourselves.
And start thinking in English. We'll see you in the next episode.
Happy learning!